Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 142. We're here reviewing the 1099th episode series. Preparations for Interception. Rob Lucci strikes. This one adapts from, page 4, the second half of the page. And they kind of same thing with page 8 as well, where they have the second half of that page. And they pretty much cover basically pages 9 to 17 and pages 2 through 4 of chapter 1069. So, we pick up not long after events of the last episode where CP0 is, they attack the Sea Beast weapons, they fight them, and then they order people, hey, we're gonna basically abandon ship and use basically S-Bear, which is the clone of Kuma, to go to Egghead Island. And they do. So, and also we have Vegamon's like, can I go? Like, okay. So, he's like, meet me up there and bring Bonnie. So he carries Bonnie, and then meanwhile, Rob Lucci's arrived at Egghead Island. It was like, what the heck? So, Sika orders a evacuation of all the researchers and workers for their protection. So Atlas, ignoring Shiki's orders, decides to attack Rob Lucci, and he transforms into a gazelle form, and then uses a 6-finger pistol to basically take out one of her eyes. And somehow she's still alive, despite the fact supposedly in the manga she was dead. I thought this was really weird. So, and then Luffy sees him, and of course, they mention that, he's the Emperor's Sea. If we fight him, we have to get permission from the higher, we have to get permission from the Navy to fight him. Like, it doesn't matter the fact that he's wanted. The fact that because he's an Emperor, and there's a risk of a war if we fight him now. So, by the way, I also think of Rikaku. He flies up using his moonwalk and tries to get to the lab phase, and there's a barrier surrounding it, the Frontier Dome. And of course, Sasuke has a laugh about it, which I think is, I do think, I just think it's quite funny. So he got a little scorched, but it's comedy. So, and Luffy basically is like, oh crap, of course I can't exactly fight him now. Of course, Chopper comes along and sees Atlas. And mentions more Frankie's fixing her because she's partially a robot. And of course, rest of the Straw Hats really want to go fight, but they can't because they're glued to the floor because of the boots they're wearing. And of course, I'm like, they're not taking Robin-chan again. Yes, I've read there's an explanation of why he calls her Chun and why he calls Nami Sun, because he's more closer with Nami than he is with Robin. And apparently, she has no problem in calling it, despite the fact Sanji is like 11 years younger than she is. Actually, she's more like 9 years older than he is. He's 21 and she is 30. Nami is 20. So you might think, why is it Robert call? It's basically how it's just Sanji's way he does this thing. And of course, Nami wants him to go away because they hate Rob Lucci. Because the events of I look at basically how long at the time when this came on the manga, which I think was like last year. I think it was the first time in 17 years Riots have actually met Rob Lucci. In terms of the anime, it has been a total of 17 years since he was actually more like 15 years since he was last seen. These two have kind of yes, he was seen briefly in the Beverly arc, but that was basically something to do with the arc itself. But yeah, and then the episode ends with Luffy about to take on Rob Lucci. And we're going to see some admirals next episode. But I love this episode. Now we're not done yet. The episode's really good, but we also have some manga. I think, wait, manga's on break. What manga? Why, the adaptation of the Ace Story light novel. We have Ace Story, the manga, volume 1. And it's done by Boshi. You're thinking, who's Boshi? Why, this is the artist behind the popular Dr. Stone manga. Yep, he did this. Now, it's evades the story. Why is Zoro on the cover? Well, because this I included as a bonus because it was one shot release. I think it was like last year. I think it was where he actually did the art. He actually retold the very first fight between Zoro and Hawkeye Mihawk during the events of the Bastille arc. And this is basically his retelling for the artwork. That's mostly put exactly what the story is here. And plus it includes some awesome cover artwork here. Like I mentioned, it's a bonus story. So, yeah, that's basically the backup. So, the main story, you have 2 chapters plus the remix stuff. The first chapter is with the formation of Spade Pirates. Now, one thing the book does not show here, it seems like a lot of this manga, the one thing that's shown here, it seems like this is from the second book of the series, not the first book, which that was kind of weird. So, the 4 stories with the formation of Spade Pirate with Mass Deuce. And this is how basically ours draws Ace. Yep. That's kind of what this book is. The chapter is. It's just the formation of the Spade Pirate, like the chapter says. Got a little adventure. No Navy girl here, like it was in the book itself. And it was, of course, they show how Ace got his Devil Fruit power. It's quite interesting what it is. It's canon, so I'm not gonna basically fault it for it. Though I think it's kind of weird that this is kind of from the second half of book 1. Yeah, and then basically they deal with the whole thing with Whitebeard. That's from book 2. So it's like they don't technically says this is supposed to be an adaptation of the actual light novel. It's more of an adaptation of the second volume, not the first one. But it does a really good job. I could give this one roughly a 10 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, that's the particular view. Next up is the Comic Corner, and then it's on to My Hero Academia. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Okay, next video.